Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you clicked on this video, you probably feel something's off with today's dating advice. Well, you're right. Most of what's fed to you about love, attraction, and how relationships work is a lie, or at best, a half-truth. I'm here to break down all the myths, expose manipulation tactics, and rip apart the comfortable stories that have been holding you back. Today, from the inside, as a woman and dating expert, I'm going to reveal what most guys never get to hear. The unfiltered, red-pilled truth about what actually works in dating. How women really think. And how society sets you up to lose, not to win. This video isn't for simps, nice guys, or anyone who'd rather keep living with illusions. If you're ready to see behind the curtain, let's get into it. Let's start from the very beginning. What have you been told? Just be yourself. Women want a nice guy who's respectful and caring. Make her laugh, listen to her problems, be sensitive, and you'll find true love. These sound good, right? They feel comforting. But ask yourself, is this actually working for most men? Are the nice guys crushing it in dating? Or are they the ones left wondering why she just wasn't ready for a relationship after months of investing time, attention, and their soul? Here's the first myth. Women are exclusively attracted to what they say they want. That's not just false. It's a carefully maintained story. Most guys never question it. But if you spend any time actually observing dating dynamics at bars, on dating apps, at your university, in your office, you know something's off. The guys who do everything right rarely win the girl. The guys who break the rules, the ones she complains about to her friends, are the ones she can't get out of her head. Let's break down why and how women keep these myths alive. Here's the uncomfortable truth. A lot of women will say they want the sweet, caring, emotionally available guy, but their actions tell a different story. This isn't because women are evil or bad. It's because women are hardwired to want security in their choices. Nice guys are safe, predictable, and in their eyes usually lack the edge or the challenge that stirs up attraction. But why advise you to be nice? Simple. Control. If you're focused on following all the rules women lay out for you, you're never going to challenge her, never going to lead, and never going to create emotional spikes. You'll be safe. You'll keep her company. You'll validate her and make her feel good. But you'll never get her raw desire. The typical nice guy is the one waiting by his phone, dropping plans to help with her problems, listening to her relationship drama with Chad, thinking, if I just keep being there, one day she'll see how great I am. She won't. She likes the attention, but she doesn't want him. Why? Because these nice behaviors are signs of a man seeking approval, not a man who already knows his value. Women pretend to want these behaviors because they make life easier. They give women an emotional crutch, and they keep the betas orbiting, available, and always trying harder, with little to no risk of rejection for the woman. Let's pull back the curtain on the games. The validation trap. Women know men crave approval and signals of interest, so they dole out crumbs. A like on social, an ambiguous text, a maybe to a date. It keeps the beta men stuck, hopeful, always trying harder, never confident enough to cut her off and move on. Friend zone comfort. The most effective way a woman controls a non-sexually attractive man? Slap him in the friend zone. Here, she gets affection, validation, favors, with no intention of taking things further. Whenever a bad boy breaks her heart, she comes running for emotional support, draining you of your energy while never giving back real intimacy. Shifting standards. Ever notice how women's standards change depending on the guy? For betas, I want stability, long conversations, effort, and commitment. But for an alpha, the rules disappear. She chases him, makes exceptions, acts impulsively, even breaks her own moral code. Women say they want loyalty and honesty, but reward, risk-taking, and cocky confidence. Testing and drama. Women are hardwired to screen for strength. So, they test you, catch you lying, act unpredictable, create drama, or act interested in another guy. If you act emotionally, get needy, or lose your composure, you fail the test, and the attraction evaporates. Pass the test, and you're rewarded. She gets addicted to your unshakable presence. Sexual gatekeeping. Many women will dangle the idea of sex as a reward for compliance and good behavior, using it to manipulate and control. This keeps you hooked, but never truly rewarded. This drives guys crazy, but once you understand it, you can stop being a pawn. Women are attracted to characteristics they would never publicly admit to wanting. If a woman went on record saying, "I just love arrogant, dominant, unpredictable men who don't prioritize me," she'd face judgment from her friends and society. But when she's at the club, at the party, or swiping right on Tinder, who's she choosing? The guy who broke the rules, not the one who asked for permission. Here's the core contradiction. Women say they want a man to listen to their feelings, but respond to a man who makes them feel something. They say they want a future, but chase the guy who lives in the moment. They talk about partnering up, but obsess over the guys who are a little out of reach. It's called hypergamy, the drive to find the best possible mate, not just physically, but in social status, confidence, and dominance. The moment you start placing her on a pedestal and restrict yourself to her stated checklist, you become background noise. Attractive men, the alphas, act without apology, lead conversations, and break patterns. That's what triggers real desire. This is where it gets real. Women actively perpetuate certain lies, not because they're evil, but because it keeps the dating system working in their favor. Common lies and their purposes. I just need time to figure myself out. Translation: I'm not attracted, but don't want to lose your attention just yet. I'm not ready for a relationship. Translation: not with you, but if a more attractive guy shows up, I'll be ready tonight. You're such a good friend, such a catch for someone someday. Translation: not for me, but please keep making me feel special. Looks don't matter, it's what's on the inside. Translation: looks don't matter unless you're hot. Then, game over. I hate drama, I like mature men. Translation: I'll create drama with men who fail my tests, but chase those who stay cool. Why do women tell you these things? Because keeping men hopeful, compliant, and invested is easier and more beneficial than honest rejection. The nice guy doesn't leave. He doubles down and tries harder, entering an endless loop of giving more and getting less. If everything you've been told doesn't work, what does? There's no magic phrase or trick. Women's attraction isn't verbal. It's emotional and unconscious. What triggers it? Dominance. You're comfortable leading, deciding, and taking responsibility, not aggressively, but without hesitation. Detachment from outcome. You don't need her. You want her. But you're good regardless. Emotional control. You handle her tests, remain unruffled by drama, and show you're stable. Purpose. Your mission is bigger than chasing women. She enters your world, not the reverse. Abundance mindset. You act like you have options, because you do, or at least believe you do. Women sense it, and it's irresistible. Meanwhile, the nice guy signals he's grateful just to be there, that this woman is his only shot. Women sense desperation from miles away. Let's get this straight. If every man woke up tomorrow and realized the truth, stopped pedestalizing women, stopped playing by the rules, started living with purpose and confidence, the dating game would be over. women would no longer have endless options to choose from. The power balance would shift. That's why there's so much shaming of masculine, direct behavior. Don't be too cocky. Toxic masculinity. You're a player. These are ways of keeping men in line, keeping the supply of validation, gifts, and emotional labor high. If you rise above and become a true alpha, you're suddenly not stuck in the waiting room hoping for scraps. You're leading, setting boundaries, and holding women accountable. Most women can't admit they're more drawn to the alpha because it undermines the entire narrative they use to keep betas around. That's why you rarely hear women give this kind of advice openly. They want the betas to stay baited, to keep the pipeline strong while they chase a true winner. If you want to truly have success, not just dates, but deep desire from women, you need to drop the comforting myths and start living by the truth. Here's how. Stop asking for permission. Lead. Decide where to go, what to do. Never sit and wait for her to choose. Don't overinvest. Your time, money, and attention are valuable. Treat them like it. If she isn't reciprocating, move on. Cultivate your passion. Have your own interests, networks, and goals. Make yourself the prize. Set boundaries. Don't let anyone, woman or otherwise, cross your lines. A woman who tests you wants to see your strength. Accept reality. Attraction isn't politically correct. It's primal. Respect it, leverage it, and don't beg for approval. Finally, let's get real. If women were forced to write down their actual desires, it would sound nothing like what you see on dating profiles or hear at brunch with their friends. They want a man who leads without apology, who is centered and emotionally self-sufficient, who isn't afraid to say no. They want to feel something, to be swept up in a whirlwind, and to lose themselves in a man who's going somewhere. They want a man who can dominate, but who is also generous, on his terms. All the rest, the rules, the lists, the conditions, are smokescreens. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of most men. Don't fall for the lies. Don't play the beta game. Step up, take control, and watch how quickly the women who used to ignore you start paying attention. I have spent the last few months creating the best resource for men to become attractive. If you are interested in getting the results that you want, check the link in the comments or the description.